Hey guys, Iron here. On Reddit you'll see me go as the Diabetes King, but on Discord and in many of the screenshots I'll be showing you later on in this video, you'll see my name as Iron. So I just wanted to let you know that ahead of time. We're the same person, same guy, it's all me. So you probably got here from my Reddit posts about issues I had with a certain streamer, DemiGodKingLol, or just Demi henceforth. And the point of this video is pretty much just to explain those issues and why a lot of what he's saying is just complete bullshit, honestly. There are three main things I want to do with this video. One, I really hate it when shitty people get away with doing shitty things. It's not fair. It shouldn't happen. I'm trying to do my part to make sure that people know about it. Second, call it whatever you want, scamming, backstabbing, sniping, you know, whatever words you want to use. I don't want what happened to me to happen to anyone else. So I want to make other people aware of the tactics that were used, etc., just so they can avoid the situation that I was in. Third, I really want to clear my own name because I was friends with a lot of people associated with this event that now, because of how Demi has rewritten the narrative, I think that I'm this psycho stalker guy that doxes people and harasses them and is just crazy obsessive, and that's not me at all. However, Demi is currently censoring not just me, but anyone supporting me on any of his platforms by banning their accounts. So that's fun. I'm going to put a few YouTube screenshots from his most recent video that addresses me in the first 5 minutes or so. And you'll be able to see what I mean from that. That's just one example. There are many, sadly. Anyways, so to get to why this whole thing even happened, you need some backstory, which I'll try to run through. So I play a lot of Path of Exile Standard League. I'm really into min-maxing, so Standard appeals to me, and I was at the point of looking for a legacy helmet upgrade for my MF character, you know, some kind of quant roll, something like that, and I found this helmet that was crazy. It had T1 quant, dual T2 res, which at that time was the highest you could get for those rolls, and had an open prefix for metacrafting. I mean, it was insane. Unfortunately, the guy hadn't logged on to the game in 8 months, so not the greatest. But I added him to my friends list, and I PM'd him on the forums, and I just kind of kept on playing. So about a week went by, and I decided I would check out this guy's recent forum post to see if I could, you know, figure out where he'd gone. And I saw a post about PoE burnout. You know, I'm sure we've all had it before. I know I have, at least. He was talking about how he quits the game for long periods of time and then just gets back into it really intensely for a month or two. And so I figured, oh, he's probably just on one of these breaks. Maybe I'll just try and get in contact with him and see if he wants to come back to the game. And maybe sell me his helmet too. So I did a quick Google search for his account name. You know, his account was public on pathofexile.com, so I just searched for the name on Google. That's it. And I found two other associated accounts really quickly. First page of the results, and I messaged them as well. I didn't think much about it at the time, but one of the associated accounts did have his full name on it, but you know, that wasn't really any use to me, so I messaged the accounts and I went back to playing the game. Another few weeks went by, sorry, few days, not few weeks, and I had gotten no message back from any of the accounts, and so I went back and I saw his full name and I said, you know, I'll just pop this in a Google search with his account name, and maybe there's something more that'll come up. And so I did, and the first result or second result, one of the two, included what looked to be an email with his name in it. So I thought, cool, and I shot him an email. And I waited for a reply, and in the meantime, I also messaged the first few people on Facebook that happened to have his name. Since it wasn't a super common name, I figured I might get lucky, you know. And worst comes to worst, I just apologize for taking up people's time. So I did that, and about, I'd say probably 5 or 6 days went by, and I'd gotten no email back. and so I was kind of disheartened at this point, but I went back and I found, by searching through his account name and full name on Google, still the first page of results, super easy to find, this website that I will be vague about because I don't want to give out any personal information about the guy. But essentially it had listed his full name, his account name, and the sub-region of the country that he lived in. And so I thought, oh hey, that's a lot of information there. Maybe I can find him? I don't know. And so I searched for his full name, plus the sub-region of the country that he lives in. And the very first result was one of those look me up websites. You know what I'm talking about? And I guess it wasn't a common name and it was a small area because there was only one result. And there was a full address and a phone number. So it escalated kind of quickly, but I texted the phone number because I figured, fuck it, I was here already. And unfortunately, it was a landline, so no luck there. And I thought about it for a minute, and I decided, you know, what the hell? I'll call the number. If he tells me to fuck off, that's cool. I'll fuck off. You know, no hard feelings at all. I get it. So I did. I called the phone, and I had a really strange conversation with the guy. It was him. Surprisingly enough, he was cool about the whole thing. He was pretty chill. I mean, he wanted to know how I got his number, and I explained, and he said, oh, that actually kind of makes sense. And then he started asking me about the item that I wanted to buy, because I told him over the phone, I want to buy one of your items for sale in Path of Exile. That was weird. But, like I said, he was a great dude, super chill. And he said he remembered it, and then he looked at the forums, and he said, oh man, I'm so sorry, I didn't see your PMs. I mean, this guy, he was apologizing to me, which is a complete joke. And he said that it was late for him tonight, but that he would log on tomorrow and check for the helmet, do some research on the pricing, that kind of stuff, and hit me back up. And I thanked him profusely. I was, excuse me, I was pretty hype. I mean, for those of you counting, it took a grand total of 3 Google searches to find this guy's information. I mean, it's not a lot. This wasn't some huge project I spent hours and hours working on. I probably spent 2 hours total trying to just read pages and stuff over the course of 3 or 4 weeks while waiting for responses from other accounts of his. I mean, this wasn't hard. You know, it wasn't like a thing I devoted time to. It was just kind of like a, oh hey, yeah, remember that thing I did? Maybe I should check back in on that. And that's pretty much the story of how I got in contact with the guy. Hopefully, you know, I don't seem too crazy, because, well, if you ask Demi, that's not what happened at all. But more on that in a little bit. So now that that's done, I'm going to continue on and try and briefly explain what all went down and get to the end part, which is going to be addressing one of Demi's videos in which he explains this situation. And like I said earlier, many things in that video are just complete bullshit, and I would very much like to address them. If what you're looking for is some evidence-heavy proofs and things like that, I would refer you back to my text post. The video is intended to be a bit lighter than that. I have tons and tons of proof and screenshots, and at certain points in the next few minutes, I'm going to be putting them on the screen for maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds, maybe all at the same time, maybe one after the other. I'm not going to be addressing them directly, but they will be related to what I'm talking about. And since I'm trying to get through this quickly, you can just pause the video while they're up and read them for yourselves. But like I said, if you want some in-depth explanation of everything, refer back to the text post, because I'm just going to be briefly discussing what happened. So what did happen? Well, I was a very big supporter of Demi. I was super active in his Discord. I was friends with everyone there. I talked with him from time to time. I subbed to him on Twitch, the whole 9 yards. And I was you know, because I was friends with the people in that Discord, I was giving them updates on me coming to terms and finding this guy and maybe buying his helmet, giving him updates on the forum posts. I didn't tell them any of his personal information at all. I referred to him as Canada Man. All right, for reasons that are pretty obvious. That is the country that he lives in. That is all the information that I ever gave out. Now, people knew about this, and they were pretty supportive. I mean, when one of your friends is going on an endeavor and it's going well, you know, you're happy for them. And so I was giving updates up until this one point where the guy hadn't replied to my forum PM in a few days, and I jokingly made a comment about calling him back on the phone. Very tongue-in-cheek, didn't think anyone would take it seriously, and Demi just blew up at me. I mean, he went off on a rampage at me. He reamed me the fuck out, completely denounced my actions for acquiring the helmet. As you can see, there was a lot of stuff being said, and suddenly all these people were coming out of the woodwork saying that they felt the same way, and that, you know, I should be ashamed and stuff like that. And I was just very confused because everything with the guy was going perfectly well and he was happy. And in the past, no one had said anything negative like that before. And I was just very taken aback. And, you know, not to get too emotional, but I kind of idolized Demi. I mean, he's a really good crafter. I like to craft in Path of Exile. And the fact that it was him sitting here rooming me out really hurt. Not gonna lie. And so I decided to leave the Discord for a little bit, take a step back from the situation and let things cool off a bit, because he's influential. I mean, it's a streamer Discord, it's a cult of personality, and I didn't want my name to become associated with the words that he was saying about me. And so I left for, I think, 3 days. So I had been gone from the Discord for 3 days. And at this point, I get a message back from Canada Man, and I was super excited. He had said he was going to get back to me on Sunday, but then he apologized. He said, I've been super busy all week with work. You know, sorry about that. But I did get a better update on the price, and he said that one of those big mirror crafters in Standard to hit him up and was helping him try and price the item. And on one hand, I was like, oh, hell yeah, the guy isn't gone. He hit me back up. I still have a shot. On the other hand, fuck. If some Standard tycoon is interested, I mean, I'm no tycoon. I have like 100x, 150x at best when I'm not actively spending it. You know, what am I going to do? They can just take it from me. Nothing I can do. And so I asked him, I was like, hey, you know, if it's okay with you, just out of curiosity, I want to know how screwed I am. What was the guy's name? Any guesses as to who that Standard tycoon was that was talking to him? Should only take you one. It was Demi. So understandably, I was furious. I mean, this guy had just reamed me out for my actions, publicly denounced them, humiliated me, and he's using those same actions to now get in contact with that guy? Right, that totally adds up, Demi. And he was asleep, but when he woke up, I PM'd him about it, and he actually brought it up first. And he was saying that the guy seems to be holding the item for him, and he told me that if he got it, would I want to craft together, and that we could split the costs and the fees and all of that. And I was like, dude, why the fuck are you bidding on this? And he was like, oh, you know, I PM'd him when you first brought it up like a month ago, and then I forgot about it. Okay, Demi. Sure. Sure. That happened. And then he said that he hadn't put a bid on it, and he keeps on telling me that he's offering to go in on it together and to split the cost. He says that we know the potential of this helm, and I know how much this means to you, and that he doesn't want to take it from me. He doesn't actually want to craft it. He's working on his own things, and I'm like, you really don't think this is uncool at all, dude? Like, you know how much I care about this, how many hours I've put towards this, grinding out currency to try and bid. And he's like, again, I didn't bid on it. but if you want to make this an issue, I can. Like, yeah, no shit, Demi. We all know you're rich, okay? Like, we get it, alright? Fuck off. And he keeps telling me that he's offering me to help me get it. But the thing is, at this time, which he knew because I was posting all of these PMs with the guy publicly to update people up until I got reamed out, he knew there was only one other person still actively looking for the helmet, and that guy was still scraping together items to sell to make a better bid than the initial 50x cost of the item. And meanwhile, I had like 5 times that after hours and hours and hours of grinding. I mean, I was like sleeping 6 hours. I did not want to lose this helm. So he was offering me help, but the only person bidding was me. He was offering me help against himself. I mean, it was a pity offer. He was saying basically, I can get this if I want it. I'll give you half. And that didn't really sit well with me. I'm very independent when it comes to these things, and it was a big point of personal pride to be able to do it all myself. And, you know, have a mirror item like Demi has hundreds of. Though Reddit may question the validity of many of those items, understandably, he has quite a few very good items. And, essentially, he tells me that we're going to get into a bidding war. And I'm like, come on, man. This is just not a war. I can't outbid you. That's a joke. And he tells me to step out and save us both time and currency and just craft it with him instead of making this hard. So that's how that went down. It was a great conversation. It was really nice, actually, to be totally backstabbed by your idol after he publicly denounced your actions and then tries and snipes your item from you and then gives you a pity offer. Yeah, that was a good time, Demi. Thanks. But Canada Man owes no allegiances. He just wants to get the highest price for his item, which makes sense, you know. Good on him. I'd do the same thing. And so a bidding war happens, if you can even call it that. It was a complete joke. It was over in literal seconds. Demi bought the item for a mirror. After the bidding war, Canada Man said that he was sorry to have a bidding war, but that it was kind of fun. And Demi said, no worries, nothing personal, just business. Yeah, nothing personal, right? So I was pretty pissed off, and I was gonna go back to the Discord and tell some people, hey, guess what Demi's been doing? That's some pretty shady shit right there. I go to my Discord, and I don't see Demi's Discord there. That's odd. And I try to rejoin the server. Ah, look at that. As soon as he got the helmet, I'm banned. Isn't that convenient? And so I go to his Twitch account, the one that I've been subscribed to him on. Oh look, I'm banned. Isn't that convenient? So understandably, again, I was pretty pissed. I went back to Demi's DMs and asked why I was banned, and he said that he thought, after talking to the guy, that I had crossed a few too many lines, and that judging by my emotional response to this, I'm not really willing to deal with the fallout that you're about to unleash. Now, when he says this, reminder that he means him banning me from his Twitch and Discord, denouncing my actions publicly and humiliating me, and then sniping the item behind my back. That's what this means. And he kept on trying to say that, like, it was almost as if he didn't have a choice. He said that Canada Man invited us both into a party and said to have a bidding war, and that's why he did it. And I was like, I mean, you could have just said that you didn't feel comfortable bidding against someone that you knew was invested in this item and is a prominent member of your community, and not bid, but you didn't, because you don't feel like that. Just wanted your item. So he paid a mirror for it. It wasn't even his mirror. It was one of his viewers that he gave him when he quit Delve, and he said, I don't care, it's just pixels. You know, I feel like just, maybe if you don't care, kind of seems like you care. I mean, you went through a lot of work here, and you're banning me. Sure seems like you cared, Demi. But the worst part was that he told me in PMs that he probably wouldn't even craft it. He would just sell it for a mirror to recoup the cost that he spent on it, which again wasn't even his. And, you know, that was just so funny to me, because that meant that the only reason that he bought it, he buys it for one mirror, he sells it for one mirror. What does he gain? He gains nothing. What do I lose? You see what I mean? The only reason he bought it was so I couldn't have it. So that, well, that pissed me off. Now, I want to remind everyone at this point that I have the full details and logs of everything I've been talking about, and I will be putting those all, holding nothing back, in my text post on Reddit, which is in the description down below. I just don't want this video to be too long, and honestly, it's kind of long as it is already. So anyways, I was fucking angry. I was mad. And so I made another Discord account and got on his server. And, you know, instead of just calling him out in public, I know he just banned me again, of course, so why wouldn't he? I started PMing people that I trusted, people that I'd talked to for months, people that I'd played the game with, people that I thought were my friends. And I told them exactly what I'm telling you guys. I showed them all the evidence and all of that, and, you know, they were supportive. They were supportive. But that was it. I don't know why I expected it to be anything more than that. You know, they said, man, that's a shit situation, I'm so sorry. That was a real dick move by Demi, but that was it. And I don't know what made me believe that there would be something more to backing me up there. I think I was just emotional at the time, but I did that with about 8 or 9 different people. No name dropping, of course, because I'm sure he'd just ban them too. And at one point, I made an alt just to see what would happen, and I commented on the general channel of the Discord, and I said, hey, this is Iron on an alt. Want to know why my account got banned? And I explained in 2 or 3 sentences that he backstabbed me, sniped my item, and then banned me from his Discord. Surprisingly, I think because he was asleep at the time, the account didn't get banned. But also, nobody replied to what I was saying, which struck me as kind of weird. And later on, I messaged Demi again about being banned on Twitch, which you can see in the screenshots over there in the DMs. And he said that he had revoked the Discord ban, and he was working on Twitch. And there was some more banter, we can call it. And about 30 minutes later, I went back to join his Discord on my main account, and I was still banned. And I thought, huh, that's weird. He said he unbanned me. And then I looked at the alternate account I made, and that one was banned. So in that span of 30 minutes, he found out that I tried to throw some shade on him in public. Honestly, it's the opposite of throwing shade. I tried to pull back the curtain and tell everyone what he did, and I guess he didn't like that. So he banned both the accounts again, and then he blocked me on Discord, so I couldn't PM him anymore. So obviously, you know, I wasn't getting banned because of any emotional response. I was getting banned because he didn't want his dirty little secrets getting out. I mean, that was pretty clear. But I was more mad now, because I was just actively being censored. I mean, that's fucked up. It's really fucked up. And so, I'll be the first one to admit that I went a little bit too far here. And I did receive punishment for, you know, what I'm about to tell you, but honestly, it's nothing crazy serious, really. I made, I think, 5 or 6 total alt accounts and joined his Discord, each time just trying to say what happened. I don't think any of them said more than a paragraph at the very most, like 5 sentences. There was no spamming, anything like that. I didn't spam people's DMs any more than on the first account that got banned. And every single one of them, within seconds, literally within seconds, instantly banned from the server. And then one time it slipped by and I saw again that there was just no replies to any of these. I mean, I assume people had to be seeing them disappear, but they just weren't saying anything. And then on the 6th account, it didn't get banned immediately. And I had a few people try and tell me that all I was doing was digging myself a deeper hole, and that this wasn't the thing to take place in general. And that's when it kind of clicked for me, that no matter what happens, like I said before, this was a streamer Discord. It was a cult of personality centered around a leader. And no matter what that leader did to me, we were friends for 2 reasons. We were friends because we played the same game, and we were friends because we watched the same guy. And that guy is kind of what trumped everything else. And so after I realized that, and people told me that basically I was an obstruction and, you know, I wasn't doing myself any good, I just kind of got sad and stopped. And I said earlier that I received punishment for those actions. Like I said, I'm the first to say I don't think that was the proper way to handle the situation. I was very emotional, but ban evasion probably wasn't the correct decision. That said, all of those accounts, including my main Discord account I've had for over 2 years, were terminated by Discord. I no longer have access to them. And you know, that's fair. I get it. I broke the rules. And honestly, I thought that was it. I didn't think there was anything I could do. I still don't really. This is kind of a Hail Mary, this whole video, but I gave up. I tried to stop caring. Didn't really work. I couldn't open Path of Exile without wanting to vomit. Honestly, you know, whatever. Call me emotional, call me whatever you want, but it had an impact on me. And I mean, I fucking love PoE. It's a great game. I love min-maxing, I love grinding, but I couldn't even look at it, man. It sucked. But I thought I was done with. And, you know, it was for a while. And then Demi uploaded his video. And that's what we're going to get into for the last part of this. So what we're going to do now is go over a few key audio clips in Demi's video on the crafting session of this item. Just audio, no video, because I don't want to risk being copyright struck, which I'm sure he will try. If you're wondering why I've been using this fucker the entire video, it's because this shit is broken. So, hooray! Anyways, on to the first lie.
But basically, he found a base that he really wanted, right? And then unbeknownst to us, the community, my community, he spent about a month stalking the player who had the base. Like, the guy didn't play the game anymore. The stalking dude more or less went out of his way to find the guy's real name, real address, real phone number, Facebook, forum spam him, all this other crazy shit in the background that we didn't know about, right? And he calls the guy on his cell phone and asks him to sell him the helmet, right? Which is just crossing so many lines, it's not even funny. This is when we found out about it, we being my Discord community, that he had found this base and called the guy to buy it.
Honestly, do I even need to say anything about that one? I think the screenshots speak for themselves. Whatever. On to lie number 2.
So I reamed him out about it. Like, that's fucking weird, you're doxing somebody, that's not okay, you should stop.
Did he say doxing somebody? Yeah, so this is a thing that stalking, harassing, doxing get thrown around a lot on the internet, especially. Doxing is serious. I mean, shit's serious. If you don't know what it is, it's right there. Take a look. Shit's really bad. I didn't do that. Ever. And even... it doesn't make sense. Why would I even want to? By giving out this guy's personal information, I mean, I called him Canada Man. So, sure, if that's doxing someone, hey guys, I'm from America. Am I doxxed? I don't see how that quite fits in. I welcome any other proof he wants to submit on that claim, but why would I dox the guy? It would just piss him off for one, and two, make more people aware of the item I was trying to buy. That doesn't make any sense. So, on to the next lie. I hope it's not as serious as doxing. Jesus.
Before he mentioned that he called him, we knew about the helmet, right? And he wanted to get the helmet, so I was like, okay, I'll try to help you get it.
Wait, what? No. No. Demi never offered to try and help me get it. I mean, I showed you guys the PMs earlier. That was the first time he ever expressed any interest in it. In fact, there was another conversation that took place in the Discord where he said people probably wouldn't even mirror it. I don't know if he was just heading me off or what, but there was never any preemptive help involved. If there was, I'll eat my damn foot if there can be some evidence of that. Jesus, he definitely never offered to help me out. I'll tell you that right now. Lie number 4. Here we go.
But because I had mentioned that it was a potential mirror item, I think he got stuck on the idea that it was worth at least a mirror. Like, he just refused anything. Like, he wanted us to get into a bidding war. I was like, I don't want to do a bidding war. I talked to the dude on Discord who stalked him. I was like, I don't want to get into a bidding war. We can just back out of this. I'll back out, you back out. One of us backs out, and then we'll get it for cheaper, right? Because that just makes sense. Instead of having to bid against each other, because we both wanted the helmet to craft together, right? At least I wanted to craft together.
Yeah, that's not quite how it went down, Demi. I showed a lot of those screenshots earlier. There was never any we back out or one of us backs out or us wanting to craft together. That's something that you made up. Maybe it suits your ego, maybe, who knows, but no. You told me to back down or you were going to take it, and you gave me a pity offer. That is what happened. Look again. That's how it went down. If he can provide PMs stating otherwise, I'm happy to take this point back. But somehow, I doubt that'll happen. This is it, lads. The final one. Lie number 5. And it's only a half-truth, let's call it.
Soccer dude gets really mad, starts harassing me, starts harassing my mods. We banned him from Discord. He makes like 7 different accounts, banned all of them on Discord. I was a little bit worried because he obviously had already doxed somebody else. I didn't want to get doxed myself, so I did some precaution stuff.
Look, I've already addressed the doxing stuff. I never doxed anybody. I had no reason to. You know, I'm sorry that I was harassing you and your mods by making you work so hard to ban all of my alt accounts that were trying to expose you for being a shitbag. But, you know, I got punished for it. Like I said, it was only a half-truth because, technically, I guess I was harassing them. I was making them ban me over and over, but, you know. What's left to say? This has gone on for so long, and half the time, 95% of the time, I don't even want to do this. I don't want to make this video, I don't want to make the text post, but, you know, I feel like it's my duty, because this shit really sucked. A lot. A lot. And not only was I being censored, but anyone who supported me was also being censored. You can look back at the beginning of this video for YouTube comments. I mean, it was known, but it's a cult of personality. What are you gonna do? I guess all I'm gonna leave you with is, sorry this was so long, for one. For 2, be careful when you're trading with him. I mean, be careful. 3, any of you guys watching this that I used to talk to all the time in Demi's Discord, I still think you're all cool people. And I get it. You had no reason to pick me over him. It's okay. I don't blame you. I blame him. Lastly, if, for whatever reason, this wasn't enough for you, this was more of a rant than a whatever it was supposed to be at this point. The text post that I have on Reddit is down in the description below, and it has much, much more proof that you can browse through in albums to your heart's content. You can read every conversation and be the judge yourself. Am I the crazy psycho doxing stalker, or did I just get ripped off? What really happened? It's up to you to decide, I guess. Thanks for watching. Bye.